All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakadash, the longest elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect, the 1/3. The brother Yawasop here with the brother Barak. And this lesson is going to be on the topic of, faithful friends, brothers in this truth. It's extremely important, man. You want to make sure that you're around solid Akim that will, make sure that they keep you accountable for certain things that you do, that they uplift you, with exhortations. And on top of that, man, you want to be around brothers, man, because if you're not around brothers and you're a lone wolf and you're always, completely private, nobody knows your whereabouts, it's going to be a lot easier for you to fall, man, to fall out of this truth, because when stuff happens, you don't have anybody to, like I said, pick you back up. So we're going to bring out some precepts to go into this and speak more. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. The first precept in the book of Proverbs 19:8. Salakia. This is the first precept in the book of Proverbs 17:17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So, your brother, he's going to be with you even during the times where, it could be tough, man. You're going through adversity. He's there for you, man. These people in the world, they're not really fit to be those, fellow friends and brothers during hard times, man. They only want to be here when it's good. Bring it out.
Yeah, you have people in the world, this is a big red flag in the world, man. You see someone, you meet them for the first time or the first few periods, and they're already saying things like, "You're like a brother to me." When the scripture said, the friends should be tested, right?
I got this precept. That's the spirit, right? It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 6 and 7. And thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. Yeah. So if we continue on, it's gonna say.
Can I say something?
Yeah, bring it out.
I'm sure, like Solomon, King David, they had all these guys trying to sneak in from the back door, trying to what is it? Be on their right hand man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get close to them. And that's the wisdom and knowledge you can understand. You can't just let these people get into your
into your circle.
Because they start getting in this. Just to say they start getting in this truth or something. Then they start bringing out their own doctrine. Nitpicking things, bringing out their things they want to hear. Going off, right?
Going off, man. There's a lot of kiss ass spirits out there, man. We're just calling it out how it is.
America is the whole foundation of America's workforce is really kissing ass to get to the top. You know what I'm saying?
That fake it till you make it spirit.
Look at Wall Street. Look at the fucking finance corporations. All the. Whatever, you're kissing ass to get to the top.
So we're gonna continue on from what that first precept. I'm just gonna so start at verse 7. I'm gonna go down. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned into enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, but will not continue in the day of thy affliction. And that you see that, man. Like when they're at the table, they're eating with you, they're happy, they're laughing, they're hugging you. But when you're going through a low period, they're completely gone, man. They're nowhere to be seen. You're calling them, they're like, "Yo, don't blow up my phone. I'm busy." But all of a sudden, when you have money. And they see that you popping again. They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" I knew a guy like that. I knew this nigga. He, I don't gotta get too deep into it, but he invited us over. This is way before I was in the truth. He invited us over to his apartment, kicked us out, made this whole scene, trying to make himself look good in front of other people by putting other people down. That fake ass spirit. And then years later, the guy is messaging me, "Yo, I want to come hang out. I want to come see your farm." And when I, stiffed on the guy, what the fuck do you want from me? He started getting all upset. But, I was able to read that this guy was full of shit, and he was only there when he saw us, when we saw that things were going good. And it continues to say, but in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. But if thou be brought to a low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies, and take heed of thy friends.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
In the world, right, You might notice a lot of times you might be friends with a group of people and you might introduce people right? And the reason they know each other is because of you, because we have the salt of the earth, we're light, we're able to make things happen, right? And then these people, they go off, do their own thing, but they're not really friends with each other, right? Because during the time of Jacob's trouble, they're gonna fucking eat each other, man. Like, they're not gonna fucking be there for each other. They're gonna fucking kill each other.
These niggas will literally kill each other, and we're not even joking, bro.
No, they will, and the scriptures talk about that, and that's why everybody has to be on the same page. You have to be equally yoked with these people.
Amos 3:3. You know that precept?
Yeah, can two or more walk unless they be agreed?
Lest they be agreed.
That's a rhetorical question, because we're not supposed to be walking with these fucking unbelieving ass people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, I got actually something else. This is the book of Proverbs 27:17. It says, "Iron sharpened iron, so a man sharpened the countenance of his friend."
Great precept.
So when we're all doing lessons, right? We're all doing the work, right? It's like this, right? Brother Amon Navar, he said this. It's like when if you're working with a bunch of Mr. Olympias, right? And compared to working out by yourself, there's no way you're not gonna get bigger.
You're gonna get better.
You're gonna get better. You're gonna get bigger. It's the same thing because your standard is so much higher now. You know what I'm saying? So the people around you, even if you're the worst person there, carnally so to speak, you're gonna be better than most people because what's it called? Because your standard, the standard was lifted so high. It's the same thing with this truth. We have to surround ourselves with people who are constantly doing the work, pushing. So we have we can get high expectations, right?
And that's why we're giving double honors to the elders, because they've labored fervently, and we have an example to take on from. Even if we're not going to be at that level, because they've been given that divine order from the Lord Yahweh by Shemel Shai. We're looking up to them, man. We're looking up to them as spiritual, uncles, spiritual fathers, spiritual brothers. Because in the world, those people that we're biologically related to, they don't have this truth. So how can we walk together with them? How can we really be in full agreement? It's not possible. But a lot of these people, man, there's a lot of these lone wolf Israelites, a lot of these Yah Israelites. They want to speak up against the camps, and the Lord's dealing with those camps that came from One West. And the ones that are speaking, sound doctrine. The ones that are speaking against the mark of the beast, being the RFIDC hip. The ones that are speaking about the Israelite foreigners. The doctrine of Great Millstone. And the affiliates on down. And these people, they want to just be on their own. They want to be these rogue Israelites doing their own thing, bringing their own doctrines together. Individualites. We knew this one guy, and he was calling on the true name. Then he started calling himself an individualite and say he was crying and he was emotional when he was talking to these heathens that wanted mercy. And then all of a sudden, the guy fucking calls himself a Yahuwahite. So absolutely bugged out, man. Just dreadhead guy, just a fucking demon, and he had problems with the camps. And, this guy was liking my stuff. He seemed like he was supporting, and then when I saw this, I just got I was like, fuck, man, this guy's through. I posted some stuff that even went into the fact, man. Went into the fact that you guys and these people they're stiff necked, man. They're stiff necked. They want to do their own thing, and they're gonna perish because of it, man. Because they're not going to have that firm foundation. They're creating their own foundation as they're going by.
Yeah,
sand.
You guys want to just do shit by yourself. That's prideful.
Prideful. Like you think you're better than you just came in this a couple of months, and you want to go around leading people and making these congregations. It's out of order, man. And I'm going to continue on to what we were just saying before. And it says, "A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such." One has found the treasure.
If your friend is rebuking you, telling you not to do something, right? You take that. Don't take that offensively. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not trying to offend you. Because the scriptures talk about
offend less.
Yeah, you can't just offend people, like certain people. You can't just offend thy brother. That's actually like a bad thing.
And
but we're trying to rebuke you. There's a difference between
the elder apostle Rakah made a really good point in one of his lives. That I watched previously, and it went into you can, I believe this was the elder apostle Rakah, but he says if you rebuke a brother and you gotta you gotta bring him back up, with time, you're not supposed to just be beating down on a brother all the time, and and just, getting on them all the time. Like, of course you need to when the moment's there, but you also got to build them back up. So, there's a balance to everything, and that's the way that the Lord designed things. You need somebody that's going to put you in check, that's going to keep you accountable, because ultimately you're trying to grow. And that's what we're here for, man. Would you rather have a brother that tells you how it is and then you make it into the kingdom because you were able to, repent and change those things? Or do you want a bunch of yes men around you and then, you end up falling out because they're just all here telling you sweet things? Yeah. So continuing on, it says, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found one hath found a treasure. Nothing thou canst to prevail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. So that goes into showing you, like, if you're a sincere man of the Lord, if you are really truthful and you're about this and you're hungry to serve the Lord, and you're not prideful, you're moving in meekness and humbleness, and you're taking order, the Lord's gonna put you around those brothers that are meant for you, man. And He's done that for us, man. He's done that for us. He brought the beloved brother Selah, who instructed us, and we're very grateful for that brother.
He'll show you like fake people too before he'll give you real people.
And that's what he did for us. He showed us, not getting too into it, but when we first, very beginning, started to find out about who the Israelites were.
With a bunch of fake ass fucking people.
A bunch of fake ass Israelites that were mixing in the true name with all these other names and just perverting the gospel, man. The Lord ultimately destroyed that congregation after we left. We prayed. We knew that the Lord was going to deal with them accordingly, and He did. And why? Because you can't just start doing things your own way, man, and thinking that you can just have a bunch of people, you're not vetting them. You need to vet people.
These guys were making, right before their congregation, they were doing lessons. They were trying to do like calls about, they were saying how reincarnation wasn't biblical, saying that there's no such thing as elders.
Crazy talk. And these same people that they watch GMS in the other camps and other camps too. They pick and they choose what they want to hear, and that's going off, man. That's a double-minded man.
That's that journeyman spirit,
Yeah.
The guy that just hops around.
Yeah.
Choose what he wants to hear. You're never consistent, in their doctrine. They think like some people call him this, some people call him that.
We can call him whatever we want. That's not true, man. The Lord gave one name, and that's the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai.
When you don't follow, when you have to go work on the Sabbath, or when you eat a thing of pink salt, which is not even scriptural,
fucking retarded.
Right? You're going off.
Retarded. Just people bringing their own doctrines in together, and that's the problem, man. Over righteous novices being lifted up with pride, and they want that fresh new thing. What is it? The shiny object syndrome. They want to just collect a bunch of new friends, new people in this congregation. They want to be the head elders. You've been in this for like 2-3 fucking months, and you want to start teaching people. And it's just completely off, man. We've had a lot of stories, and I'm sure there's brothers that have went through a lot of other instances too. But you ultimately, along the way, you realize who's really truthful and who's full of shit, and you'll know somebody by their fruits. Are they putting up good works? Are their works profitable? Or are they being done in vain? Are they doing things to get women? Are they doing things to get more members or more likes or to be called certain titles? Or are they doing this for the Lord's sake? And the men that are sincere are going to do this, man, in sincerity and charity. They're not going to be doing this for filthy lucre. And I have this precept in the book of Proverbs 27:9, ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so thou sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. So hearty counsel, man, is counsel that you need to hear, man. Not that, not just telling you, oh yeah, you look great all the time, you're doing so good, oh you're so wise, What was these guys that we knew, man? What were they?
They were always trying to the term is like virtue signaling, where you're doing something. Am I being humble? Am I being prideful? And then they have a bunch of people running like, no, you're the least prideful man I've ever met, man.
You're doing.
Those are fake ass friends. You know what I'm saying?
But when we would tell these individuals, when we would rebuke them, you need to, think before you speak.
Yeah, like you don't know what you're talking about.
Then they would just completely not take heart to they wouldn't take heed to the counsel.
One guy, we told him, like, mind you, this guy right before, he didn't believe in the book of Revelation. And this guy was an Edomite, right? Before we didn't know it. But he said something like, he literally, we told him, like, brother, you gotta just speak less, bro. Like, you gotta stop talking so much. And he started talking even more, you know? Which goes to show you, the pride of these people, man. A real friend's gonna take heed, like, to what you tell them, like, or at least to some degree, they're gonna take effort, not pretend like they fucking actually care, because that's a lot of people do, they just pretend like they're listening and really they're not.
It goes in one ear and out the other, and you can tell when there's people like that. They just call you just to keep you on the phone, just to waste your fucking time. And then somebody that you tell somebody once or twice, and they understand, and they listen to that rebuke or that counseling, and they go ahead and they actually end up repenting.
Did you already bring out man friend for his own occasion? Did you bring that up?
I might have, but bring it out again.
Yeah.
Bring it out again. The apostles always say repetition is the father of all skill.
Yeah.
So we bring things out more than once,
Yeah. Let's bring this out. So this book of Ecclesiastes. Here, hold on. So this book of Ecclesiasticus 6 and 8. It says, "For some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble." Right? So these people, man, they're just here to get drain you of your pockets. Maybe they see you have something they want. So and in a carnal sense, they're trying to take what you have and then use you as a stepping stone. And these same people, they were saying, they were basically saying, GMS is just a stepping stone. When we're not even officially in GMS, mind you, we're just affiliates preaching the likewise doctrine.
We're just learning under their doctrine, right? and we're growing in the spirit.
And yeah, exactly. And how you say but they were basically saying this just a stepping stone.
Ridiculous.
Meanwhile, these guys a couple months before they weren't even reading the Bible.
Yeah, ridiculous, man.
They were calling on
Christ.
Dude, what was that one Jamaican guy's name? I don't even know. Salacia. Just some fucking bugged out people, man.
Yeah, and novices being lifted up with pride. And I got this precept in the book of Proverbs 18 and 24. And I'm going to bring this down in the NLT. There are friends, in parentheses, quote unquote, there are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. Yeah. So, those real people, no matter what happens, man, they're still there. They're calling you. They're trying to check up on you. They genuinely want to know about you and how you're doing and help you, rather than these people that just call you when they want something. Yo, what's up? How's your walk? How's your walk, bro? You want something? Can I have something from you? Right after. You'll know, like, somebody calls you, they ask you like this, "Oh, how you doing?" And then they go straight to what they want. They go always straight to what they want. And when you call them, they're nowhere to be seen, man. Fake ass fucking people. And we're doing this to basically highlight, man, that when you come into this truth, you find out you're an Israelite, you start learning some of the words in Hebrew. Don't be deceived by everybody that says they're an Israelite, man. Not everybody is from the, is not everybody's true, man. There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people that are in darkness still. They understand, but they're still wicked ass fucking people, man. And you gotta watch out. You can't just, have open arms for everybody. And I want to bring out this precept in the book of Psalms 133 and 1. Behold, it says a song of the decrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. So when you're on firm doctrine, man, when you're breaking bread, when you're edifying, when you're feeding the flock, when you're growing, filling into each other's cup, that's true unity, man. And you got to strive for that, man. You got to strive to be around the brothers, help build the brothers, because we're all in this together, man. We're all one body, so we're all trying to fight for that same penny at the end of the day. Be careful for these fake ass people, man. Pray to the Lord for wisdom and discernment, and he will take these people away from you, man. If he knows they're not meant for your walk, he'll use them as a lesson, an example, so that's all I got. I believe that's all I got.
That's all I got.
With that being said, Lord willing, we hope you found this lesson edifying and exhorting. We want to give all glory and honor to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Barakadash.
Double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, once again, who rule well in sincerity and charity. Peace and salutation unto the Lord's elect, the brother Yawasap and the brother Barak. I'm with the brother Barak. Shalom.